have the firepower to back up every strategy they bring in. So this is going to be an excellent game, I feel.
Absolutely agree. Yeah, actually, well, hold that thought, because FPX are just going to explode their way all the way onto B site immediately, actually. Starzo got it all to do. We'll go for a 1-for-1 trade, which isn't bad considering this pace set already in the pistol round from FPX. Acend.
Why did I take that spike?
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, if they go to retake elbow here, it could be tricky.
Spike planted.
Spike is down. First fight begins. Bone cold. Joined by Cena. That's pretty important. Xiao's there as well, though Xiao plays the angle so much better on this one.
Yeah.
Just dipping back and forth, kept complete control of the fight. But the site has been taken back over by Acend. Now they touch towards the spike, try and draw that first peek, and they do. So they now know where the three players are. But how do you dig them out of these positions? Shadow even still has utility to pull into play. Now, again, Keyless tries to make something of this, pulls a player out, but Demasik is right there. FPX perfectly played in the really essential fights.
Really, really nicely done. That's, I mean, it's not often we see FPX with this sort of play. And yes, it's the pistol round. Actually unlucky here. Both players vulnerable there from the snake bite, but Demasik holds the line, finds his third on the round. He'll clean that up. Now, one of the interesting things, again, we talked about this in the Ascend series versus NIP, is how keen they are to just go in, find these clean plants and whatnot. And obviously, that's leaning more towards their attacking side. But actually, on the defense, Ascend don't flex out very often. It's not often you'll see them being very proactive. So this being a save round for them. But we get a different look this time around. Not happy to sit back, and that's Xiao there to greet Keyless as he tries to retrieve the orb. Demasik will find a kill on the other side of the map also.
Okay, so this is the perfect beginning. You've got to pick on either site. So now that you know that wherever you go, you will have the advantage. If you're in the FPX camp, of course. Whereas Ascend, don't know how you try and fathom this one to come back through. You need CNED to go mad with that Sheriff or something. It might be worth just trying to stack out here. Try and gamble stack. Just put yourself together, maybe sit towards either U-Haul or Lamps. Actually, hold on, I don't want to find out. You guys in Europe. Now, I know NA, because I casted NA first. It was called U-Haul. Do you guys still prefer Lamps? Let me know. Shut up, Hypoc, I'm not asking you. I'm asking chat. I like a bit of interaction in a round that really shouldn't have any more danger to it. That's why we can at least have these conversations, because if done correctly, FPX simply have drastic numbers with weaponry against very few.
Dangerous. That's going to tuck his way all the way back in. The pinch onto Lamps is perfect there from FPX.
Spike planted.
Just CNED left with a Sheriff in hand. Again, just going to look to do a little bit of damage to the side of FPX. And actually Angel there to greet him. A lovely cleanup. A flawless round 2 here from FPX. This is the thing, really. If they can keep Ascend honest, really, on the defense. Like I said, it's not often we see them flex out. Ascend isn't a team that we see them go very aggressive because of their composition, right? I mean, they want to kind of bait a push into the Viper position. They want to kind of play off the wall and the flashes. I know that Lothar has touched heavily on that budget Phoenix setup almost between the Sky and the Viper. But really, I mean, if FPX can keep kind of switching back and forth to what we saw in the pistol round and what we just saw in that second round, it'll be really difficult for Ascend to get a grip on this as the spam through the smoke comes through. Starzo, he gets shut down here by Zipan. And immediately, especially on this round, look at the equipment. That's a big win for FPX to draw first blood.
So I can be left here because they're pulling a default right now. They're kind of exploring the extremities and trying to catch any aggression that might come through. FPX have a very good plan in this. You don't want to commit to either side with that spike just yet. You still have above a minute to play with. They can fall back, and if they get another pick, because traditionally, if you are now put down to 4 players, part of you wants to get aggressive to try and maybe even it out. And Cena's done just that. That plays into it really well, but actually they just lost the fight on the other side. Killer has tried to get the information too, maybe a little bit too aggressive on this. Now Cold Mentor is in no man's land. He's dead. He's done for. Demasik is right there, perfectly placed. There's that spike being picked up. Now the TP came in. They've got to be aware of this. I think Xiao might have just heard enough steps, and this double stack is hard to break, and you're not going to. FPX, man. This team is looking so sharp. Like, they're actually just playing everything right.
And it's the anticipation factor. It's the timings. It's holding the right angles. Soon as something happens elsewhere on the map, they're equipped to deal with it and follow up and react perfectly. Seen once again in a position where, again, here, look for some damage. Try and get a kill. But I don't even think FPX are going to give that to him. Shadow just committed to this angle right now.
I'm just... I look at FPX as being such a well-rounded team. Cena's going to get a little exit, but that's fine. You look at the bonus that they've walked away. FPX were on their bonus round. Came in with, you know, your Spectres, and I think they had a rifle, maybe 1 or 2, I'm not 100% sure. I think it was 1. But even with that, they've walked out with 3 rifles, 3 alive, spike plant, and the round 1. And now, of course, Acend's economy is going to be in tatters. Now, when we look at FPX, to try and characterize them, people see them as a very strat-heavy team. Now, I only see that as part of the look. I think that almost undersells the brilliance of FPX sometimes. Yes, of course, they're a thinking man's team. Yes, they are well-stratted and well-considered. But their fundamentals and the firepower to back it up are phenomenal. They have a really good mindset towards just the standard approach to the game. Their defaults are extremely well considered. They read the gameplay really well. But now let's see if that can be disrupted. Acend are going to have one of these moments where you're going to see if they can try and maybe disrupt this. They've gone for a heavy stack. 4 players towards B, but they've still indicated, yes, the Viper's towards A. So they're not going to try and give away free information that, oh, where's Viper gone? So FPX might be a little caught out by this. Let's see if they get a good read on where the stack could be.
Don't be really giving into the way. Actually, the swing comes through, but FPX find the first 2 and the third. A brilliant clearance here. Bone Cold just has to sit and wait this one out. Healers will rejoin his teammate, but
Spike planted.
both in Hooker, it's going to be difficult for them here really to get anything done. Again, got to close the distance. Demasic there to greet Bone Cold, and they heard the TP as well, so FPX not missing a beat right now.
Yeah. Now, people have gone a little too hard. They're like, okay, Lamps is the front part, short side of U-Haul. U-Haul is actually horse part. No. No one's getting that specific. Alright, look. No one. Now, I think DDK put up a poll on Twitter recently. I'll have to check in on the results of that, because I guess most of his followers are from NA now.
That's region bias. Come on.
Exactly. Hey,
come on.
He's also a Brit, so I don't know. But what I do know is that CNED has the op out to play. Now, a different look on the Viper wall is going to be unique, and that will also give away potential information. And I'm sure that'll be relayed through FPX. Okay, well, that's not the same wall we've been seeing towards A, so let's expect a switch up. But how do they then approach this? This is a chess game. This isn't just, you know, paint by numbers, simplistic stuff. No, this is truly going to be that kind of working out the information, trying to filter something through. And Angel's starting to get a little proactive towards showers. So he takes the control. That's one of the extremities won. But you can see the answer back now coming in for Acend, trying to take territory back towards B long.
And one player actually going to get spotted out by Starzo there. That's the Owl drone in response. Xiao looks like he's got a really good opportunity there. We'll shut him down with the Hunter's Fury. So a little bit of a gap exposed on A site. It's Bone Cold and CNED to pick up the slack. Let's see. Zipan going to get up top here. Going to get a lot of damage onto him, but isolate that kill as well. Angel there for the pinch. A beautiful take from FPX. Well, look at that. Acend respond with 2 kills of their own.
Jets grounded.
Okay, there's still a bit of space on this. Oh, it's just been ripped away. There he goes. As soon as there's like a chance for Acend to maybe snowball in a little bit of, you know, a bit of room, the gap-filling work from FPX is so sharp and so aware. They'll put themselves on the line for the greater good. And now Kiles gets a little bit of wiggle room here, but now gives away the game. He can't not. FPX have this sewn up, dude. This is the perfect way to execute your plan. I cannot say it enough, and I've been thoroughly impressed by Acend, right? As just a fan of seeing teams kind of step up to get, you know, further in. We saw Acend making NIP look silly, which is saying something, right? NIP as a collective, as a unit, are exceedingly good as a side. They all impressed us against G2. They impressed us with their mentality towards the game, the strategy. Acend made them look a little unprepared. They look burnt out, which maybe they are. This has been a grueling tournament for some of these teams. But Acend made their way through, and now there's the next big boss waiting, which is FPX. And these guys look on another level right now, 5-0. And I dare look at the scoreboard. That's... Oh, there was so much potential! Zipan's found him! CNED, desperate to make a big play, and I don't even blame him. You want to try and change something, just swing some of that momentum, and gets nothing but death for it.
And that's it. Hunter's Fury going to get sent through, going to get a lot of damage initially. Does he hit the TP? No, he doesn't, but two players get tagged up. It's Shadow and Shout. FPX going to reset a little bit here, but look at A site. Look at the minimap. If they're quick about this, they might get themselves onto site for free here because it's a 4-man stack over. Keela is now exploring outside hooker towards Marky. I think he's just retrieved his utility there, so whether or not the push comes through is difficult. Really, he's got a Bucky, so got to close that distance, but no, FPX.
Oh, the regress. Regress on short is sick. It was a good idea, but they get caught in no man's land on the trade out. That's what I mean. But this is what I mean by effective trading, Hypoc. You never get a freebie on them. There's never like a, well, we've got the first one, cool, we can now springboard. No, no, no. They just fill that gap so quickly.
I love that. FPX, and again, they go to look to see if that flank comes through. Internal clock brings them back over. Bone Cold has to deal with the recon bolt. That's going to note his position. Sheriff in hand. Get anything else done in this round as it's just him and Starzo left standing. A headshot initially. The flash comes through and lands the second. Shadow will fall. It's a 2v2 now. Shout, 20 HP. Starzo going to invest the Seekers.
We've got to now, but this will
push
push
beautiful.
A little bit more into the right way. Bone Cold's done wonders. And now the 1v1 Angel, though, turns the flash. The man's known to be just calm in these situations. He never looked phased. Starzo gives it a damn good attempt. Damn good. But it ain't enough. And I want to highlight something here. People are saying, oh, you know, Acend, you know, maybe not, you know, good on that defending side. Don't worry. The problem is right now, they ain't going to get much of an attack.
Sorry. But the fact that Bone Cold lands that second as well. But just to note as well, the investment there, this is the synergy we've talked about with Acend a few times before. The Seekers goes out, it spots out Shao's position, the orbital strike comes in. It's little things like that Acend have really impressed me on. Yes, it's a big investment there, but I like the fact that they still go for that round. They don't give it up.
So I'm learning from the regions, because it seems though we have a tactical timeout, I'm sure maybe for Acend, would be the logical thing. Okay, the votes came in. This is over on DDK's Twitter, because, you know, I need to see these things. 1, U-Haul was voted correctly, so I believe he has the NA bias on his side. However, the person who made that room does call it Lantern. Now, over in Brazil, apparently, they call it Aladdin. How cool is that? We're getting to learn all about the region. What?
No, I'm saying Aladdin. Okay, that's the best. That's the best call out for it.
I kind of like that. Might be stealing the calls from Brazil, but we are back underway. It seems as though the timeout has come to a close, and a quick piece going to play off the back of Angel on the TP.
Oh my god. Yep, Zipan just charges his way on. He's going to find the second as well after the showstopper. This is insane from FPX. Again, usually a team that's very slow, very progressive, systematic almost in their pushes, and showing here that this aggression just going completely unanswered for. I mean, how do you set up for that? Acend happy to sit back and give all that space, and that's just off the back of Angel. Angel TPs into elbow. He sees it as clear, doesn't get an audio cue. Zipan pops the showstopper, bursts out onto sight. Wow.
And I love that Zipan like kind of looked away from the explosion. I was like, yeah, nice. But if I'm getting ahead of myself, but you can't blame me. The prospect of Heretics against FPX, now that brings a smile to my face. I'm cheesing right now, but let's see if they can keep all these guns, because FPX's economy is pretty established. They want to just try and remove these rifles away from Acend and get that op out, ideally. Now, Keela's on the nice readjustment. This is all to try and just cause some sort of damage to the economy. Unable to do so, they will maintain those 3, but you could have seen, if they got maybe one of those taken off, the reinvest would have been incredibly difficult.
Yeah, and I think actually if we come back to that discussion, really, Acend starting on defense here, it gives FPX the perfect opportunity to do exactly what they're doing, right? Set a good round, put the pressure back onto them, because if Acend are able to coast through on their attack and get those cheesy rounds, you know what I mean, eventually, you know, they find a gap, they hit the right side, they find that first blood, they can lean on that post-plant cheese, right? This is literally the perfect approach to this map from FPX.
I'm seeing it. The two heads in chat, oh, what exciting semifinals. Are you not excited to see one of the best teams in the world show you exactly how to play this map? Acend beat NIP and made it look so easy. Like, FPX are putting on such a sick display. Now, Angel on the
as an operator
does with this. Angel, what year is this? Well, it's not your year. It's CNED's for now. He's going to at least take down that element, and that's a spike lost. Now, that's an interesting little bit of information CNED can relay here. How much do they want to read into this? Because keep in mind, Belong's kind of under wraps with Viper committing towards that. They've got good utility towards Hookah. So I'm kind of waiting to see how FPX now try and adjust to this. Killes gives away his position. Careful now.
Yeah. Gotta stay alive. Gotta keep this ultimate up because it just gives them so much control over this side of the map. Seen it again.
Spike down A.
We'll find the spike. The second on the round now. Again, we know he's a player of momentum. Now will respond. Bone Cold falls in showers. FPX need to retrieve this spike and come up with a plan.
Cena does
30
opt to
seconds
back
left.
away from this, but eventually we'll go back and yeah, he'll know that that's been recovered now. You can see the play towards showers. That's perfect timing. This is really well done for CNED and the combination with Coldamenta. But now Coldamenta goes down. This is going to leave it towards CNED. He does have support in Stark Zone towards the side. Zipan tries to bait towards a spike plant, but CNED's there again. CNED might just be single-handedly keeping Elise Acend with a round, and he does do. You don't get to out-op him right now. Look, Angel, it's been a number of years. All right,
cute.
we like the attempt, but CNED is a little better on that. So it gives them a window of opportunity. This is a chance to maybe get a buffer, and that's all they need is a buffer, and then it's game on. Until then, this one keeps going the way we expect. Let's see what CNED does, though. I like the adjustment here. Showed presence towards A short. I like that. So maybe now has a little bit look towards middle, maybe to see if he can get a pick to start with. Let's see if the confidence is overflowing here. A couple more seconds. See if he just barrels down or... Yeah. Let's have a little watch on board with CNED. And he gets the pick. Beautiful. Beautiful work towards Zipan. You can see the intention straight away, and he can lean back wherever he wants. This might spur on the hit from FPX, but still, great first kill.
I mean, it's perfect. And look at this now. CNED actually going to hit the rotate away from here. Not seeing the second, and again, they're going to clear through Starzo with his utility. Finds all this space now, so they can lean heavier on A. They can keep this three-man stack over on this side. FPX actually poised to make this entry here. Coldamenta going to find Demasic. The Rolling Thunder gets sent through from showers, but not sure if they can actually get any value off that. Seen it once again. Well, shut up, and that's the spike. It's out in the open.
Here we go. Maybe the difference maker does need to be CNED. Sometimes you got to call upon your star players to deliver a star performance. That spike being where it is has eliminated many opportunities. Committed to a treacherous area.
Angel's
Let's
going all the
take
way
a
around.
second. Now, this is on Shao to stay alive for a second. Bide some time. Hold some of this. Now that spike is safe, at least from heaven, and a CNED.
30 seconds left.
He's
One
looking
enemy
ferocious up there. Killers has found Angel. This is under wraps. Very well played again from CNED. Single-handed performance is keeping them in this. Yes, the rest of the team is there in support, sure, but he is the star of this show at the moment, at least for Acend. He's buying them a buffer.
Enemy remaining.
I mean, look at the scoreline. The man's 11-5 with this scoreline, so say what you want. And now, actually, they do have a little bit of a cushion in terms of the economy, and FPX considering, yeah, Zipan down on 0, Angel on 300 credits. That operator purchase is not looking so hot right now, but really only one round in hand, to be honest. So if Acend can win this one, FPX aren't going to be on a full buy. Angel actually going to close down the distance. Bone Cold and Starzo fall very early on A side.
Timing's everything on this scene. Ed tries to get himself right into the thick of things, and that's the spike. Now, keep in mind, Killers is also kind of closing in here. Now, Angel's created a lot of space and kept safety, but they need to be careful of the flank coming through, and it looks like they're aware of it now. CNED's going to get spotted. Here we go. The ultimate gets popped, but the spike goes down. Gets out of dodge, or at least he believes so, because Killers is still there. Finds Zipan. And now the 3v3 in the post plant. Killers tries to get himself ready to go on this clear out towards Lamps, U-Haul, Aladdin, wherever it may be, but Shadow waits in the corner. And now the flash goes through just to ensure no trade was going to come through from that, and now CNED has to progress forward.
Still got 2 shock darts, but no recon right now. Shao going to deal with CNED very easily. Ooh, the timing, but he just caught Coldamenta slipping into Lamps. Angel will be there to greet him on the other side. A little bit of an off angle. Coldamenta finds a consolation, but FPX will go 8-2 up now and will stop any momentum Ascend we're trying to build. Economy-wise, yes, CNED can still purchase that operator back into this one, but again, I just love that though. Demasic falls. He's the one that CNED finds on long. CNED hits the TP. Keeler's straight on the flank. He knows that Cypher utility's down. He knows that he can probably thread his way right through markets. Unfortunately, he only finds the 1 kill, but
Now, talk about game read. if you're an Opera and you need to be impactful, you'll imagine they'll do the same sort of hit again. So you are seeing CNED over here, and I'm sure Angel will be aware of this too. You've got to be looking at that early utility to try and deny Opera presence, and it's not going to matter. CNED still gets one, backs away. This is really good work from CNED. The switch up to peak showers is great. Angel has been prioritizing trying to take in that showers control we've seen, and that's an instant answer for it.
Here is Zipan and Demasix still trying to edge their way towards B. Spike is in market, so if they've... Yeah, with that trap wire, they might lean back towards A short, and this could be unfortunate timing here, because CNED has drifted across to B, and that's on the back of no contact, so... All to do for Cold Dementor and Bone Cold here. They're going to play off the back of that one way.
Timing's going to be a huge element to this. There's 40 seconds on this hit, and the main crossfire is going to be held towards this kind of short play. The one-way's still in place, so Bone Cold gets that. CNED's back on over. You don't get away from him. He double plays on this. He comes back around, but Demasix with the double out of nowhere. But now it's just Shao, and it's still CNED. This man is refusing to lose. He will put up numbers as long as he has to for his side.
It's 16 and 6 now. And they're 8-3 down.
The closest to him on his own side is 5 kills.
What on earth? This is great.
And I love this though, like you said, the fact that Angel's prioritizing this and CNED has the confidence to come out and just swing this. Swing it in the early round. Getting here looking like he might go for a jump peek out. He's going to be greeted by 4 members of FPX if he does opt to go for this though. Can he want to get away? He does again. Demasix falls. They're going to try and charge him down here. Zipan just on the other side. Oh my god! CNED finds another way to play. Another Shadow falls. CNED is insane right now.
CNED's absolutely on fire. No one can touch this guy. He has just dominated this. They expected him to fall away, but he stayed out there. He got caught by all of it, and he still manages. He still manages to continue. And now off the back of the flash, he falls further forward. Has a little look, sees nothing. But he knows he's got them quaking in their boots. Killers finds Angel, and now just Shao. And he does take down CNED, which is probably half of the value of the team right now, if you look at the scoreboard. But the rest smother that spike. Does get it back to hand, so maybe a little bit of more space could be found. I don't know. Still 2 towards A at this point. Interesting that they've gone for that. Here we go. Should now note the player. The double stack towards long.
Oh my god. The shock dart comes through. The orbital strike for good measure, but it's actually Starzo that picks up the kill. 8-4 the half, and that...
Switching sides.
I mean, it is the best scenario that Acend can hope for after that start, I'll be honest. CNED just stepping up. This is one of the best 3Ks I've seen from a Jet. That one, and then this is just... Oh.
Sickening. Sickeningly good. But the scoreboard doesn't often matter. But when it's a performance like this, it does. CNED is the game changer. Those 4 rounds...
Look at his combat score.
Exactly. Those 4 rounds, CNED has won, I'd say 3 of them for them. You could argue 4.
This is the thing though, now we're talking about, you know, what we know Acend are going to try and do here. Now, whether or not FPX, I mean, they basically have a black and white choice. It's either contest before plant comes in, or sit back and kind of challenge that post-plant setup they have. Angel actually going to find CNED. Good opener here for FPX in the pistol round.
Demasix going to be played in quietly on this too. Here's this. Now, Angel will fall, but do they still check? No, they don't. He gets one. He could get the second. He does. The adjustment couldn't have been better for him. And now that's going to create a huge amount of space. The last 2 are going to find it hard to make this count. The 3 play back in through hookah. Now, they go for the safe spike plant, at least. That does give him a bit of time. And Bone Cold trying to isolate the fight towards CT, but Starks has to live on the site. And that's going to be a trickier case than just saying it. But Bone Cold, how much more can you do? Not that
just overwhelmed.
Much.
Yeah, this is going to be a really interesting half here. I mean, if Acend can really build up I mean, a one round cushion in terms of the economy. And that's what I'm talking about here is they can send out the feelers. They can play for what we know that they're going to do, which is come in, find a clean plant, reset to the post plant. Now, it's going to be interesting to see really what FPX decide to do. With CNED hitting this sort of form, this momentum, I don't know. We're actually going to see a purchase coming out from Acend here. Sheriff or SMGs, one of them a Stinger. Looks like they're going all in here. Heavy presence towards Hooker here, Lauren.
Angel sees. Oh, they're going to hear those guns, so they know that they've bought into this. Tormenta finds Demasic. This is actually kind of scary now times for FPX, because Angel only does have the Ghost. It's still valuable, sure, but it's not going to get you everything you want. Already danger sign him out. He might need to call for a rotation. A lot of faith is being put on Shadow here. Full kit of utility almost ready to play with. But there's so much weight about to bear down on their shoulders.
Bit of a stalemate develops here. Obviously, well, Keyless is looking out on the ground there, but back away is nobody really showing any intentions of following this up right now. Acend actually opting to drift back over towards A short. Now it's only one
30 seconds left.
member of FPX, and it's Shout back there. Utility wise, both shock darts still available for Shout. You can potentially contest this plant coming through. Oh, he does spot them there, actually. Yeah, they are going to get the clean plant. They keep 5 live here. Again, now we look towards Ascend's utility. They have the molly. They have 1 snake bite left on Keyless. Nothing for Coldamenta, though.
See this retake in action now. FPX come pouring through.
Because they want to challenge it early. This is perfect.
This could be interesting. The dink isn't enough to take down Starkstone. He actually doubles down on it, finding Shao as well. And these kills are more than enough for Ascend as we only see Shadow left alive. This force back in has worked wonders for them after that messy start to things. It's a perfect way to stabilize. And what an adjustment.
I love that, but that's the sort of thing. If FPX find themselves in this scenario, I want to see them hit the retake fast. And this is a perfect example of why, right? You can see straight away Bone Cold comes back, and actually the whole time this fight's happening, whatever happens, you can see the Molotov drop in just a second now. As soon as you touch it, there you go. The molly comes through. So the timing for Ascend is perfect on this. They know when to take the fight. They know when Bone Cold pops that molly, and they know when they can sit back and when they can re-aggress after that timeout comes.
9-5. Buildback is on. FPX being pushed a little here, and the money being where it's at. And you've got Angel on the rifle, and that's about it. But Angel's being proactive about this. Look at this space that he's garnering, but this could be a misread. Let's see. Now, the thing is that FPX Shao! Where does that come from? The assassin! Now, they check on it, but no, they don't. Starkstone was having utility in their hand. This is mayhem! Angel is behind enemy lines. He gets traded out on. Finally, Bone Cold takes him down, but it is a 3v2. Now, 2v2. The guns do outweigh, of course. Coldamenta and Bone Cold way better equipped than the rest of FPX. Demasic onto the Sheriff, and Shadow still lingering around towards CT. This is going to be hard to catch. Demasic not gifted a free pixel out of place.
Bone Cold has that molly, still has 3 smokes as well, so why they haven't been, but Coldamenta gonna get that kill. That gets his ultimate online. Bone Cold cleans it up, and he's now 1 away from the orbital strike. So now, with that momentum, we see the strength. We see that it gets even stronger now. When some of these ultimates come online, Lauren, that post plant just looks so juicy.
It does. Look, we talked about this in the previous game when we saw Ascend, that yes, they have a highly effective attacking side agent pool. And the way they play this, it works really well in those post plants for sure. Now, if you're FPX, you should have 100% noted that in that previous game if you were able to watch it, which I'm pretty sure Angel was, or at least Angel was. I'm pretty sure they do their homework very well on this. So, how do you disrupt that? That's what we're looking for. And I want to see what FPX have in mind for this, because Acend can pretty much thank CNED for buying them the buffer. Because without him, they wouldn't have had this many rounds to play with, and a pistol could have changed everything. But as it stands, they do have a buffer to play with. And we have to see what they do with this round. Acend. Caution being shown, respect after that aggression came out. They have to clear things pretty meticulously.
Gonna sit back, but this is where I think we're gonna see them go that clean hit. Anticipating a little bit of aggression on the side of FPX, but it would be uncharacteristic to say the least. The Seekers go out here. That's going to be the green light for them. The hit comes through. Actually, the nade is perfect to slow it down initially, but no follow-up initially coming through for Acend.
No. Zipan still relatively okay. Trying to hinder the plant, they've done that. They're buying a bit of time here, 35 seconds. If that Viper wall drops, now there's problems. This is where things get a little dicey. FPX have bought enough time to make this tricky, but they still have to survive right next to Acend, who are so close to taking these fights.
They have to wait for that wall to come back off cooldown. The flash is perfectly timed, actually. Bone Cold going to get a clean plant. Now, this is huge. Angel swings out. Stars are going to trade it out.
Two towards U-Haul.
Viper and Sova.
Short, yeah. Viper and Sova combo in these post plants are filth. They're gonna spot them out. Killers goes down. They actively looked for those fights and they were giving them. Starkso just tries to control the spray, and now the 1v2 grenade goes in and Zipan finds it really well handled. And I'm surprised they were given that fight so proactively on A short.
Yeah, I am. I'll be honest. I'm not sure of the utility situation, but that's what we expect them to do, right? I mean, the players on site, maybe the fact that Angel does find that kill kind of weakens their position on site, but I mean, it's the objective of those players on site to buy time, right? So yeah, not entirely sure. FPX go 10-6 up. Look at it, Keeler's down on a stinger, everybody else with a rifle. On the side of FPX, Shadow with a judge, Demasic with a bulldog.
Now there's a 4-play stack towards A, and only one man left towards B. This is going to be on towards Demasic to try and deal with potentially the entirety of Acend if they continue. And it looks like they are. This is a committed push. There's quite a expedient one at that. They're not taking their time. Plant comes in. Ultimate comes down. That could have been a problem. Zipan! What a way to say, absolutely not. I'm good to go, boys. Got my ultimate ready. Gonna send that down if he has the suspicion. No one in the corner. Nothing there. Just sends it. And actually, look where that spike's going, Hypok.
Yeah, they've had to hit this rotate all the way over. Angel actually going to TP into heaven. He's here to greet this. Hunter's Fury onto default, but it's actually onto triple that decide to plant this. Now, Ulyss does have his utility. He actually has his ultimate there, opting not to pop it on site, but I don't doubt that he has a lineup for this plant spot either. See, there's now got all to do. Nobody checks it. Yeah, Shadow will trade it through. The Rolling Thunder gets invested.
Yeah, but here's the post-plant problem. It's gone halfway, though. Angel's just going to sit this, and he might just have the time for it. Oh, my word. That was so well done.
But this is it. This is exactly what I'm talking about. FPX not scared to come in and just hit this early. Hit the post-plant so early that it leaves Acend with nothing to do, right? With a player that deep going for the lineup, they can't come back onto site. They can't re-challenge.
No. It's such a smart play from Angel. Clearly, this is what we talk about doing homework, because this has caught a lot of teams out. The post-plant with Viper is exceedingly strong. We already see them disrupting the time on the wall to be able to kind of hinder that plant. And then the quick diffuse, as soon as there was a chance for it, he knew the readjust would take time. So straight on in there, didn't wait around, because you know how long that travel time is. I mean, Angel plays Viper himself. That's not something you can instantly implement. So now you're going to have to see an elevator play from Acend if they want to continue this way forward. And this is the unique kind of combination, though, with that kind of Skye and Viper combo. It's very unique. You still have such entry potential with that Skye, those flashes that can be sent down, the self-sustain that agent can provide to actually the whole team. I say self-sustain lightly. So I want to see what the adjustment is for Acend, because now they might feel they've been a little too red, a little too close to home here.
Sarzo going to try and something form of info on A short. Demi6 position going to be noted with the owl drone, but Angel on site this time around. It's a little bit of a switch up in, yeah, the jump is going to reveal that. So Angel now going to get himself off site. So here again, see, they're going to give up the clean plant.
Here.
Whether or not Acend can come in, get this plant down. Demi6 actually going to find a kill at the back of his trap wire. That's keyless. That's a big kill to get here. Again, his ultimate was up and he's at post-plant strength.
He's pushing. He's pushing! Dimasic, he just
No
read
way.
the pace so well. Even if he dies now, look
Look at the
the
speed.
absolute momentum from these boys. FPX just have a stranglehold on Acend, and they do not allow CNED to get away with anything. They have the perfect read.
It's the perfect response. Literally, we know what you're gonna do. Angel comes back off site. He doesn't even risk giving up that first blood. He's like, nope, it's cool. If you guys can get here in the next 10 seconds, it's going to take him a few more seconds to clear. They're going to plant. It's fine. We hit full force as the spike goes down. Dimasic open up, and it's the one player. That, for me, I think is probably the go signal for them, right? Keyless
Yes.
falls. They know they can't play that post plant.
This is the crazy part. And this is why I feel like FPX is such an all-rounder team. I feel like Fnatic overly lean into the pre-established site hits, the kind of, set plans, and it was one of their biggest features. But as soon as people learned their tricks, they didn't get away with it. Now Acend, I feel, fall into a similar category. This approach is a little, not necessarily a one trick, it does have viability, but once you've gotten red, it's really hard to stick to that same plan. So I want to see that next evolution from them. Is this all that they've got, or is there more to Acend? Right now, they're staring down at map point against them, 12-6. Recovery was impressive, but it's not forever. CNED still does early work towards Zipan, so there's still a good chance at this with that sort of beginning.
See how Acend actually bring on the back of us. Bone Cold going to find another shadow creeping on that smoke.
He's open.
Indeed, as Dimasic flexed all the way over onto A site here, and Keeled's finding that kill is actually going to keep FPX interested. They want to hold on to this A. Utility from Dimasic obviously still
Where's the spike
active.
going?
I don't know why it's coming back here.
This is they've overcooked it. They've overthought this. Oh no, they're gonna hit with like 35 seconds and there's still so many players here. Dimasic's dead, but there's still one close by. It's Xiao. And Xiao would have to dig deep for this to work out, but waiting, he's biding his time. Would be a 1v4. This would be insane. That's one. Now he needs a lot more. He spotted at least one on site, looks back, double dips, sees two on site. Now he knows he's trying to define it. But Acend, even though they walked into the trap, make it out alive.
They hold on for the time being. FPX on 12 rounds, Acend on 7. Keeler still with that ultimate. Starzo back on his Seekers now. Coldamenta, one off the Hunter's Fury. Bone Cold 2 away from his. And on the side of FPX, Xiao and Zipan not far away. All by coming out from Acend. And yeah, both sides. Rifles across the board here. Acend are in a position where they have one round in hand. Zipan actually just... Okay, yeah. Look at this aggression from FPX. They're actually happy to push out, take these fights. There, Angel's got one isolated. Finding Keyless, but a 1-for-1 trade initially. And again, it's Keyless that falls.
But now, Shadow prepares himself. He knows there's going to be trouble coming his way. Tries to swing and gets the dink on it. I think CNED's going to be down to super low HP, and he is. Xiao's going to clean it up, mop it up, comes out with the cleaning crew, and now they're down to 3. Where's the adjustment? It's back towards B. This gives away the game. Xiao knows what's up. Gonna send out the owl drone. Yep, okay, 2 coming this way. Maybe 1 long. Who knows where that last is? Let's have a little wait and see. They hit the brakes for a second, and shout out to Mystic offering up his timings. Just, in case, they need some help. I appreciate that, Mystic. Thank you for that. But at 12-7, it's all on the moves here from Acend. How do they create space? How do they regain a favor towards a site? It's a 2-2 split either side for FPX. They will have number advantage whichever side they go towards.
Yeah, and actually Shadow holding pretty deep on here, not even looking for that. Again, it's off the back of, I guess, Angel up in heaven. Again, they don't have that safety net. They don't have the wall that... Oh my god, the fault line is so good. The flash is even better, but what? Bone Cold still found that kill?
Bone Cold is just something else. I don't know what that man's made of, but 10 seconds and no spike plant to be seen just yet. Down to 9. Yes, they know 1, and actually Bone Cold! He keeps it safe! What a moment to find it! Ultimate comes in just trying to secure space, but on the way out, Dimasic does not let them leave! Stay and watch as we defuse and get to map 2. FPX sending out a statement. Acend, they clawed back enough to give them a chance in the second half, and it just gets read like a book.
I mean, that right there is just a perfect example of how to switch up. I mean, FPX, we talk about it. We talk about all their strengths, the